69,000 miles and about 380 hours on the generator. This is a, 30, 31 foot Winnebago coming in here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And it does have some unfortunate rough history. So we are going to look at the rough stuff right away. We don't hide defects here at Haylet RV. I don't know the hard sticker on this. I think the boss said something like 8,000 or best offer or something of that nature. This is not going to be the most expensive coach you've ever seen, but there's going to be some reasons for it. So when we're done looking at them, if you say, well, for the right money, maybe I'd still take it home, give us a call. And if not, remember, we went out of our way to show you what was wrong with it before we showed you what was right with it, so you can buy with confidence from Haylet RV. If not this one, then any of the other 500 some odd things we have laying around. So to begin, you can see where there has been some resealing done. Unfortunately, some of it was done reactively instead of proactively. There's been a little bit of stress here. I can see where some of the original glass is cracked, and they've kind of packed some sealant into and around that. And unfortunately, there is a measure of delamination as a result. Now this front corner up here experienced a little bit more of a challenge. And if you notice, they wrapped it up with slide seam tape. Now this stuff ain't pretty, but frankly, it's an effective solution. This stuff is a monster way to keep something from pretty much ever leaking ever again. The only reason you don't see more of this used in the RV business visibly is just because it's not pretty. So it's, not eye appealing, and there was a leak there, but that's a pretty good way to lash something back together on a very low budget. Now there's a little bit of fade and cracking on the decals, but considering it's a model year 2000 coach, that doesn't really offend me. You can obviously hear the generator running right now. I'm having to kind of yell over top of it. And there's been some collision damage. They bumped it or rubbed it, or I figured out what, they tail whipped it. When they were turning right, they turned right too sharply and the tail kicked out because the tail sticks out so far past the rear axle, and they tail whipped something. And they attempted to lash this bad together, but unfortunately this is open and exposed. I'm not super jazzed about that, but obviously we're not asking top dollar, and obviously we're not trying to smoke screen you and hide this thing from you either. Quick note before we step inside and look at a couple hiccups. The tires look absolutely fantastic. All four rear tires are virtually brand new and the fronts look tremendous. So one thing you won't have to spend money on here is new tires. And overall, a glance here in the interior, she actually looks pretty sharp. You can see somebody updated all the electronics, went to some modern flat screens. But as we start looking up top, you can see where a couple of those roof or seam leaks have made their appearance known. I have said in a lot of my videos that the soft touch ceiling liners in RVs are good for a couple things. They're good for, one, knocking down noise so that you can't hear the outsides. Like, I can barely hear the generator humming right now, even though I had to shout over it when I was outside. But the second thing is, if there had ever been a leak, the glues that are used in RV production, they will stain that liner brown. Now this thing is, it's solid. It's just stained, unfortunately. And I can see where someone scrubbed hard and they tried to get it off of here, but you're just never going to completely remove it. You're just not going to. I don't care what you do. I've been doing this for a lot of years. Now, as I come up front here, it's not super obvious at first, but it looks like a little bit of this entertainment center was kind of redone. Like, you can see how that board's sticking out a little bit, but that was really to accommodate the updated entertainment center here. So overall, the interior of the RV looks pretty fair. There's nothing in here that's super concerning other than what I've already showed you. So again, we've gone out of our way to show you not just the good stuff, but the stuff that you deserve to know about too, as a hard-working person, and you work hard for that money. You want to know exactly what you're spending it on. If you look this RV up in like NADA guidebooks, it says we should be selling this for well into the teens of thousands, but we're not. We're well under 10,000 on this RV. And we're trying to be fair. And if you go, I don't care, I'm new to this, that stuff scares me, I don't want to buy something and have to pour even more money into it, I fully respect that. I totally get it. That's why we've talked about these things. So if this one doesn't work, find a different RV here at Haylet RV, and obviously we'll shoot you straight. Now, she's a little bit aged, but what's funny is the lighter decor in here has actually held up pretty well to the test of time, both in terms of durability of material as well as just general patterns. It's a little aged in terms of patterns. It has little grandma-y look to it, but not bad. It's not like that the floral stuff you used to see in fifth wheels all the time. And all the woodwork in here generally still looks pretty darn good. Like I said, generator fired right up, updated entertainment. I like the bigger vent fan above the forward cab entertainment center. The Ford E450 chassis that we're on, that'll have a Triton V10 power plant. It's pretty simple up front, but it gets the job done. A couple key things to note for you, though. It's easy. Somebody left their Tim Hortons cup. This is like, there's the big thing on Game of Thrones where somebody left a Starbucks cup in the middle of a shot. Every episode of Game of Thrones has like a blockbuster movie budget. Somebody left a coffee cup on it and no editor caught it. That's hilarious. Anyway, we do have heated power side mirrors, and you do have little indicators down here. You can see, oh, hey, your leveling jacks, your power leveling jacks are down, because this does have a power leveling jack system. Now, you can see up front here where this has swollen a little bit from water exposure, but I made no secret about the fact that it did have one or more leaks, at least, in the front over time. The question on an RV like this, because just due to the history of it, due to the things and due to the age, I can't make any promises. I can't make any guarantees that anything is going to work long term. That's, part of the thing that happens when you buy a used RV on an as-is basis. So what can you do as a consumer to not get hosed? Well, give our guys a call. If the RV looks like it might be one that could work for you, then we will get it pulled up to our building, we'll plug it in, and we'll basically walk through and demonstrate everything, whether it does or doesn't work, so that you can make a better, more educated decision before you hand over your paycheck. I think that's fair, and judging by the number of RVs that we sell with known defects, it certainly seems to be fair to most folks. Convection microwave appears to be in good working order, because I can see the display lighting up on that with the generator running, which means the generator is powering the coach, which is a big deal, and that generator fired right up like a champ. The extra storage down here around the kitchen area, this is a split kitchen, it's easy to miss how much storage you have, but you have actually 3 drawers below. One's a little small, but then that vertical pantry that'll open up and slide open beside it. As we come through here in the middle, it's a little tricky for me to get good camera angles on things, so bear with me just a second. In the hallway, this is going to be the bulk of our hanging storage. We have ourselves a large triple bar hanging closet. And that's the thing, is you've got 2 hanging bars on the right side, which are plenty tall, but on the left side, you've got an extra tall one that could also be used below that hanging bar for broom space or potentially dress storage. I had a lady yesterday, she was like, RVs are nice, but they never have anywhere to keep dresses. Well, this one does. Now, she also admitted that it's not very often when they're camping she feels the need to slap on a formal ball gown or anything like that, but she did note that every now and then she just likes something that's a little lighter, a little breezier for those, windy summer days. Bathroom here, simple, effective, does what it needs to. Big, tub shower combo, and you do have a little dedicated linen space overhead to the left here, so you don't necessarily have to leave the actual confines of the bathroom room itself to grab a towel. Now, we have a north-south walk-around rear bed, and you do have dual hanging closets here as well, so this thing is just pumped full of hanging closet storage space, which is absolutely awesome. On each side of the bed, you also have a triple drawer dresser. So again, personal dry storage space. This thing has it in spades, and you don't have to do that sideways travel trailer 2-step shuffle to try to get in and out of this thing. Now, I think I just noticed something here, which doesn't surprise me, but we've had, that's a little soft, it's not terrible. Let me peek in here. We're doing this in real time, guys. Yeah, we've had water on that rear wall. That's solid. Gets a little spongy up here in the corner. That's okay, not ideal. But again, when we're, I don't know, I think boss said 8 OBO, something like that, you're going to have to expect a little bit of something like this. Just out of curiosity, I thought I'd crack open the opposite corner. This one over here looks like it has fared better. Now, I wanted to have that entire belly skirt storage open for you on both sides, but unfortunately, virtually every single gas strut that would hold those baggage doors open is just tired. They're all there, and they sort of work, but not well enough to hold the weight of the baggage door itself. So, we've talked about the fact that it's got a little bit of flaking, a little bit of fading. It's had leaks. It's had a tail whip collision in the past. I've mentioned that I can't make any promises for it. I hope you appreciate the fact that we've been pretty brutally honest on this thing. Like, I just noticed here from ground level, the bathroom skylight has a bunch of that exact same slide seam tape on it. So before we're done, I am going to go ahead and climb up that ladder and walk around the roof of this thing, because I think that if I were buying an RV with the various factors that I've expressed here very openly and clearly, I would want to have a better idea of exactly what I was getting into. So instead of me talking about it, let's actually hop up there and do it. And it looks just about like I expected. Folks went through and put that slide seam tape around every visible seal effectively, and looks like they even did some extra conventional lap sealant on top of that in a couple key places. So the roof actually looks pretty sound right now. I can see where it had been cleaned. I got a feeling that at one point this RV was in the possession of someone who has the ability to like fix and flip RVs for low dollars. And especially up here in a non-visible area, they did some very low dollar but effective things, specifically a whole lot of this slide seam tape. Now you're noticing all these little patchy doohickeys and whatnot. My guess is this probably had something like some kind of satellite bubble there at some point that somebody took off. And those would be the screw mounts, basically, where that was once located. But walking all over this thing, roof actually feels pretty good. It feels solid. There's no soft spots on the roof. So the RV definitely had some leaks, but it looks like the folks took care of them fairly quickly before some serious mass damage got done. There's still some signature of that left over. And the cost to kind of completely negate the signature of those would really just be, how can I say it? The juice ain't worth the squeeze, I think is the way I can say that. So there you go, guys. Top to bottom, inside and out. We've tried to represent it fairly to give you a good, fair idea of what you're looking at here and what your dollar would represent. And that's what we do here at Haylet RV. That's why we have all these things. We are a small town and people have to come a long way to get to us. And yet we've become the largest independent dealer and a top 3 dealer in the state of Michigan, which is one of the 4 largest states for RV sales in our beautiful union. So whether it's hitching pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, or everything between, right there's the place to go, Haylet RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.